Right, here we are again. I did say I'd be doing it again. I'm on the Himalayan, silver and brown. It's got all the dials. We'll have a little mutter as we get going, but I'm going to get going first, and I'll explain why I'm doing it again. Yeah. Oh, listen to that. No problems. Fired up straight from cold, and it's in the shade even though it's a sunny day. Look, it's basking in the sun. Amazing. Let's see. Oh, the Haywards gone, and it is a compass. It's saying south that way, I think, or 5 that way, I don't know. There we go, we're off. Oh, and the balance is just amazing. And what I've done is I've met a mate here. Yeah, he's been watching my channel. He didn't know I was going to be here, but he's doing a test ride, and he's going to follow me around. He's going to make sure that I'm driving properly. I hope he's not a copper. So here we go. We're off. Looking for the Cambridgeshire road test. Marvellous. Just get my visor shut because there's a lot of flies about today. It's getting to that time of year. Marvellous. So I think, oh, we've got 40 miles an hour here. Right, so when I first sat on this bike, I didn't understand it. I wasn't following it properly. But I would test rode an Africa Twin, and do you know what? It didn't feel much different. You sit in the Africa Twin, you sit in this, you've got that grunty engine, and yes, the Africa Twin's got 2 cylinders. This has only got 1. They feel the same, and something else suddenly struck me. Most of the time, even on the Africa Twin, I was doing about 50 miles an hour, maybe 60, apart from when I got on the dual carriageway. And do you know what? This Himalayan does it better. I know. It's the antithesis of the Africa Twin when it comes to technology. But you don't need it all. You don't need all that technology. If you've got one of these, it doesn't do any of the stupid things like wheel spin and what have you. Or wheelie. It might wheelie, I suppose. It could do, for all I know. And yes, it had a massive screen, did the Africa Twin. This doesn't. But this screen, whilst it doesn't do a lot, it doesn't interfere too much either. So I had to come out and ride it again with fresh eyes. And do you know what? With those fresh eyes, having had that Optrex in them, it feels totally different. And I suddenly see why people rave about this. It goes so well at these lower speeds, and they're not lower speeds, they're close to the maximum you can do on these roads. So yeah, and I mean today is a blustery day, but the bike's not moving. It's fine. Splendiferous, in fact. Yeah, I said splendiferous. I know. All because I had my eyes opened by an Africa Twin. You know, the Africa Twin is capable of all sorts of things, but this is capable of all sorts of things. you know, look what everyone's done with it. And I tell you what, you can fix this at the side of the road. If that Africa Twin broke, you won't be fixing that at the side of the road, I can tell you that. No, you'll be phoning up the RAC. So I'm just checking my mate's still with me. He's still there on the Meteor. Yeah. Marvellous. So we're in Convoy today. Test ride with a mate. Excellent. This handle, you know, you go around the corner, just goes in. Doesn't weigh anything, but it's solid. Yeah, that sounds like a contradiction in terms, doesn't it? And do you know what? When I last rode this bike, it had done 63 miles. It's now done 265. And that brake, I don't know if you remember, I said the front brake seemed a little bit weak. Much better now. So I was right in thinking that it just needed to bed in. Yes, it's not the quickest thing, but I tell you what, it's nippy. Yeah, it's nippy on these little roads. Isn't it amazing what you can suddenly realise? Now, had I gone and seen it, that would have been it ordinarily. You'd have just thought, oh no, that is rubbish. So when you're testing your bikes, always make sure you've tested the bikes that you want to ride first. All of them. Because they might just open up something else. And you might go, oh, do you know what, I need to go back now because I think that wasn't too shabby. And that's what I found with this. It was marvellous. It's sort of, it does remind me of Bertie. Yeah, morning. Nice of him to give me a nod. I'm on a Himalayan. Huh. You know, oh, bump. Bumpety bump. We won't do that road. We'll save that. That's the Cambridgeshire road test down there. Look, there's police officers here. Good job we were going slow, isn't it? Oh no, it's ambulance. There you go. See, jumping to conclusions again. This is splendiferous. So, let's just run through it again. We've got a speedo, round. We've got a rev counter, round. So perfect on that score. We've got a tripper. We're not using that today. We've got a compass. It permanently tells me south's that way, or number 5 is behind me, I think. I think that's what it said. I don't know. I don't know how it works. We've got a fuel gauge saying full. Now, that's the other thing. This full fuel gauge means that this bike will go a very long way. Probably close to, I don't know, 250 miles. I'm just guessing. You know, don't shoot me if I'm wrong. But I suspect it'll go a very long way. And if you wanted to go further without stopping at the petrol station, what you could do is these bars here, you can get petrol cans that strap onto there and you can carry more petrol, so you could just keep going all day. You could get to Inverness, I reckon you could get to Inverness on one of these without stopping at a petrol station by carrying all your fuel yourself. Now I've got to remember where I go, because I don't want to go on the A428, don't want to do that. So, yeah, second sight, the screen, it doesn't do a lot. I can't change that. I don't know if you can get a bigger aftermarket one or something like that, or just do away with it. I noticed some people cut them down. I wouldn't cut it down, I'd just leave it, because it makes no never mind, and I don't know what it's like in the rain. You know, it might just keep a little bit of wet off, it might not. So I'd just leave it, because it's shady as well. It sort of shades the clocks, I guess. The mirrors, we've already discussed those in the last one. They're marvellous. Some people don't like it. I don't mind. There's me. I can see behind. I can see my mate on the Meteor there. No trouble at all. And you know, we're doing 40 miles an hour, bobbling along with an engine that sounds marvellous. We can't go any faster than that. You know, we'd be breaking the law. So even if we're on an Africa Twin, let's have a look. This says 40, that says 38. 2 miles an hour out, not too bad. And it does feel rugged. It really does feel rugged. And I could quite easily see going off and loading it up with camping stuff, like Wiltshire Man does. Wiltshire Man goes all over with his. Yeah, all the camping stuff, and he's got the panniers on and what have you. Yeah, marvellous. I mean, the handling is just very easy. Can't say no more than that. You see, this is life. This is real life. Yeah, the Africa Twin would be perfect if I were in Africa, but I'm not. At the moment, I'm in Cambridgeshire. So, you know, what else can I say, really? I don't need 2 cylinders. And then we come to the pricing. This bike costs under £5,000. Even with all the gear on, it costs just a tad over 5,000. I don't know, it might even be less than that. And you can't go wrong. The Africa Twin starting price is about 13,000. Go look, everybody, Madinley College, University. Yeah, University of Cambridge, there you go. Got some people sat over there. Marvellous. Look at that pub. This is where we get the full set thatched cottage. We've done the church. Church is back there. Post box, telephone box. Yeah, top trumps. Yeah, Madinley. Clearly you'd get full marks. Marvellous. Suffolk Road test here begins. Potholes and all sorts of things. All we need now is some Cambridge University students, a tent, some dustbin bags and a traffic cone. There's the dogs, look, marvellous. So what I'm going to do, so my mate's got enough room to pull off as well. Here we go. Ah, bunny. Marvellous. Straight in and out of gear. Gearbox is marvellous. Southwest, it's that way. Southwest, there's my mate, look. He's on a Royal Enfield Meteor. He's southwest of me. Marvellous. Let's have another walk round, a little walk round, and see where we are. So, here we are, yeah. Royal Enfield Himalayan, take 2. Second thought, I'm with my mate, look, he's on a Meteor, I'm on the Himalayan. Yeah, marvellous. So, yeah, same as before. Brown seat, lovely. Silver and brown, don't know if I'd go for that colour or not. 2 mud guards in case one fails. I don't know. Just moved then. I haven't parked it very safe. That's scary. All as before, it's got these bars here that you can fit stuff on. You can get petrol tanks or water tanks if you're a thirsty sort of person. What I've just noticed here on the mud guard, obviously the indicators are here if you don't get the racks and stuff, and they're fastened onto the racks at the back here. So you can get loads of stuff on it. If I wanted to go to the boatyard, you can see it's got a scent stand, marvellous. Crash bars, this one. Don't know if that's standard on all of them. I think it possibly is. Brakes, like I said, single disc at the front, but it's marvellous now. Before it was a bit weak, but it's done another 200 miles and already it's up to the job. What more can I say? Yeah, Mickey Mouse mirrors, I've no problem with that. They frame it, and this one's even got glass on the picture as well. Yeah, marvellous. Then we've got the clocks, all round apart from the oval one, but that makes up for that. It's got 2 round things in there, a compass that tells you where southwest is, and a fuel gauge which tells me it's full of fuel. Yeah, so marvellous. Controls, Africa Twin. I think there's about 17 buttons on here. It takes you half an hour to find your indicators. On here, no trouble, indicators there, lights, flash, hooter. This side, yeah, hazards, on, off, start. Don't need no more than that. The Africa Twin, very, very busy. Stacks of information on the clocks that you don't really need to know. This has everything. It has everything you need. Yeah, marvellous. So there you go. So we'll hit the road again, see what happens. Right, so back onto the Suffolk Road test and the sensors. Take 2. Yeah. Let me get my visor shut because these flies are just terrible today. Right, so as before, the looks, sight, what does it look like? It's grown on me. It's unusual, you can't argue that. It's rugged, tough looks, and that's marvellous really. It's marvellous. Smell, I had a smell and I made my mate smell it as well, and he agreed. It was marvellous. Absolutely splendiferous was the smell. Taste, ain't doing the taste. So that one's out. Sound, yeah, it sounds good. Sounds rugged, it sounds and it doesn't sound totally dissimilar from the Africa Twin, which also sounded marvellous. Yeah, so that's all very good. Feel, to touch, it's solid, you know. What more can I say? It is just solid, absolutely tough as a nut. I know they've had the problems, we discussed that previously, but that was the earlier models, and these don't, you know, they don't have them anymore. They've fixed any issues that they've had. They've been making this bike now for about 6 years, so yeah, no issues at all. So then we're down to that sixth sense, and it's that feeling. How does it make me feel now I've had my eyes opened? And you know what, it makes me feel pretty damn good, I've got to be honest. Yeah, it's I've definitely moved up. There is a certain contentment that it produces that a lot of bikes don't. I don't know whether it's the value for money or the fact that you're riding something tough, and if you decided to turn off the road you'd be absolutely fine. I would like to take it down some dirt tracks and stuff. I've been watching Saddlebag 73 and seeing how he does it, even when it's got a dodgy spark plug, and it copes with it absolutely splendiferous. I also like the idea of getting all the boxes on it as well, and getting loaded up and going and doing some cooking or even some camping. So I'm not sure Mrs. Ollier Motorcycle is a camping sort of woman. No, I think she's more of a 5-star hotel please husband. Yeah, so if I did, it'd be camping on my own, I'm afraid. Just me and the bike. So yeah, so we've gone marvellous, bloody marvellous, and I'd at the moment I'd stick with bloody marvellous. I reckon if I had one though, and I did do a long trip on it, it would possibly move to splendiferous. Yeah, you know, it just makes you feel appreciative of your surroundings, what you're riding. You're riding something mechanical, and it feels like you're riding something mechanical, and I like that feeling. It's bloody damn good. Yeah, in fact, some might say awesome. Yeah, a new word introduced, awesome. So there we go. What more can I say? I'll lead my mate back down this road. He's thoroughly enjoying the Meteor and the laid-back nature of that. And this road here, you know, it's just splendiferous. Look at that view. It's just amazing, isn't it? Splendiferous weather. And Haywards always make me feel really welcome. Cups of tea, marvellous. And it's not just me. I've observed that they treat all the people that come, whether they're coming to buy a bike or just coming to have a look at the bikes. It's always the same. Do you want a tea? Do you want a coffee? Poor Jack is in and out that workshop, in and out the telephone, making cups of tea, making cups of coffee, run ragged. He must be a very tired boy when he goes home. Yeah. So the Royal Enfield Himalayan, marvellous bike. And can it compare to the Africa Twin? Yes, it can. It can in this country, on these roads. Of course it can. I'd even say, having ridden both, this is better. Yeah, simply marvellous. So I'm very happy to have been able to, one, ride the Africa Twin, which is a marvellous bike, and if you're going on great long hauls across Europe, it may well be the bike for you. If you're doing lots of dual carriageway, it will be the bike for you. If you're not, the Himalayan will suffice. It is marvellous, bloody marvellous in fact. So I wish I had one, you know, for odd picnics out and stuff. The engine has a real chatter about it as well. There you go. Thank you very much, Mr. Himalayan. Oh, you're Himalayan, are you? I didn't realise. Sorry.